distant mountains, holding every passing cloud upon the silent water. Lake Lucerne, between the earth and sky, where the valley meets the lake and time moves a little slower. Morning settles on the shoreline, across the wooden piers and stone. Small boats drift upon the water, without a place they need to go. The mountain air moves through the valley, beyond the fields and winding roads, while church bells travel through the distance, across the hills of green and gold. Far above the lakeside villages, the peaks remain beyond the clouds. Lake Lucerne, beneath the distant mountains, holding every passing cloud upon the silent water. Lake Lucerne, between the earth and sky, where the valley meets the lake and time moves a little slower. Railway lines climb through the hillside, toward the snow beyond the trees. White reflections cross the water, carried by a gentle breeze. Along the shore the day keeps turning, through open fields and quiet trails. Every view becomes another, beyond the curve of every hill. Some places stay within your thoughts long after you have gone. Lake Lucerne, beneath the distant mountains, holding every passing cloud upon the silent water. Lake Lucerne, between the earth and sky, where the valley meets the lake and time moves a little slower. Lake Lucerne, still beneath the mountains, still beside the water. Mountain road beneath the morning sky, turning through the hills from bend to bend. Stone fences follow fields of green and gold, along the path that disappears ahead. The valley opens far below the clouds, beyond the rooftops gathered near the lake, while distant peaks remain above the world, bright against the air of early day. Every turn reveals another view beyond the line of pines and rolling land. Mountain road climbing toward the highlands, past the meadows and the trees, toward the shoulders of the mountains. Mountain road winding through the silence, following the rising land beneath the Swiss horizon. Small farmhouses rest beside the slopes, their wooden roofs beneath the open sky, while flowers cover stretches of the hills between the roads and distant grazing fields. Some journeys move without a hurry, and somehow feel complete. Mountain road climbing toward the highlands, past the meadows and the trees, toward the shoulders of the mountains. Mountain road winding through the silence, following the rising land beneath the Swiss horizon. The road goes higher still, beyond another hill. Across the valley, beyond the fields and rivers, past the rooftops far below, toward the distant mountain ranges. Across the valley, where the open land keeps rising, through the shadows of the hills to the heights above the clouds. A narrow river winds between the farms, reflecting patches of the afternoon. Wooden fences cross the rolling land, following the shape of every hill. Far beyond the pastures and the barns, the mountain ridges stand against the sky, their outlines stretching farther than the eye, beyond another layer forms a smaller line when seen from higher ground. Across the valley, beyond the fields and rivers, past the rooftops far below, toward the distant mountain ranges. Across the valley, where the open land keeps rising, through the shadows of the hills to the heights above the clouds. The valley grows smaller, the mountains remain. A distant train crossing the mountains, steel rails follow the mountainside, above the valleys deep below. Through open meadows bright and wide, past places only travelers know. The morning air remains untouched beyond the roads beneath the hills, while snowy ridges guard the sky above the forests standing still. The higher ground begins to open beyond the line of distant trees. Alpine Railway climbing through the mountains, past the fields and rocky slopes, toward the snow beyond the valleys. Alpine Railway crossing high above the lowlands, following the winding tracks through the heart of Switzerland. Wooden stations come and go beside the peaks and grazing land. Each turn reveals another view, far beyond the mountain pass. Some roads remain upon the earth, some journeys rise above it. Alpine Railway climbing through the mountains, past the fields and rocky slopes, toward the snow beyond the valleys. Alpine Railway crossing high above the lowlands, of Switzerland. The train moves on beyond the clouds. Beneath the peaks, the world feels smaller. Fields and rivers far below, stretching through the valley. The mountains rise beyond the grazing land, their snowy crowns untouched by passing days. A narrow trail winds upward through the pines, toward the silence waiting near the heights. Clouds drift slowly across the ridges, casting shadows on the hills below. Beneath the peaks, where the highlands meet the sky, above the forests and the farms, beyond the reach of distant roads. Beneath the peaks, the air becomes much clearer. Every valley far below, like a painting softly fading. Small wooden cabins rest upon the slopes, overlooking fields scattered through the land. Far away, a bell is carried by the wind across another stretch of open green. The mountains ask for nothing, yet hold every wandering eye. Beneath the peaks, where the highlands meet the sky, above the forests and the farms, beyond the reach of distant roads. Beneath the peaks, the air becomes much clearer. Every valley far below, like a painting softly fading. The peaks remain long after the clouds have gone. Along the shore, the village gathers close, beside the water, calm and clear below. Wooden balconies face the open lake, while flower boxes brighten every wall. A narrow street winds gently through the homes, past small cafes weathered stone pathways. The mountains watch beyond the waterline, standing quietly across the bay. Lakeside Village, resting by the water, between the mountains and the lake, in a world of its own. Lakeside Village, holding every reflection of the clouds and distant peaks upon the glassy surface. Small boats sway beside the wooden docks, their shadows drifting underneath the piers. The shoreline curves beyond the village edge, toward another stretch of open water. Some places never need a grand view to become unforgettable. Lakeside Village, resting by the water, between the mountains and the lake, in a world of its own. Lakeside Village, holding every reflection of the clouds and distant peaks upon the glassy surface. The village lights grow smaller across the lake. Morning on the water, silver across the lake, touching the distant mountains at the start of the day. Morning on the water, drifting between the shorelines, carrying the first light across the open lake. A gentle mist moves over quiet waves, between the docks and fields beyond the shore. The mountain ridges slowly come to life as sunlight reaches every slope once more. The valley wakes beneath the rising sky, while reflections stretch across the lake. Morning on the water, silver across the lake, touching the distant mountains at the start of the day, morning on the water, drifting between the shorelines, carrying the first light across the open lake. Small boats rest beside the wooden piers, without a ripple passing underneath. Far away a church stands near the hills, above the meadows brightening below. The world appears a little wider when seen through morning air, morning on the water, silver across the lake, touching the distant mountains at the start of the day. Morning on the water, drifting between the shorelines, carrying the first light across the open lake. The lake awakens first, before the valley does. Through the pine forest, the trail keeps going. Tall trees gather on the mountainside, casting long patterns across the ground. A narrow pathway follows through the woods, between the roots and weathered stones below. The scent of pine drifts softly through the air, beyond the streams that run beside the trail. Far above, the ridges touch the sky, while hidden valleys rest beyond the trees. Through the pine forest, past the shadows and the sunlight, following the winding trail toward the higher ground. Through the pine forest, where the mountains wait beyond it, past the streams and fallen stone, under open skies. Wooden signs point farther up the slope, toward a meadow resting near the peaks. The forest slowly opens to the light, revealing wider views of land below. Every step changes the horizon a little the pine forest, past the shadows and the sunlight, following the winding trail toward the higher ground. Through the pine forest, where the mountains wait beyond it, past the streams and fallen stone, under open skies, the trees grow fewer, the mountains draw near. Stone bridge over running water, between the valley and the hills, standing where the river passes through the heart of quieter lands. The current follows every curve below, through fields of green beneath the mountainside. Wildflowers gather near the riverbank, along the path that traces through the land. The water never keeps the same shape twice, yet always finds its way ahead. Stone bridge crossing over the river, linking one side of the valley to another waiting road. Stone bridge weathered by the seasons, watching every passing year flow beneath its shadow. Farmhouses rest beyond the rolling fields, their rooftops scattered underneath the hills. A narrow lane disappears among the trees, toward a meadow opening to the sky. Some things are built to travel, some things are built to stay. Stone bridge crossing over the river, linking one side of the valley to another waiting road. Stone bridge weathered by the seasons, watching every passing year flow beneath its shadow. The river moves beyond the bridge. The bridge remains behind. grass above the valley floor, where the road climbs through the open stone. Far below, the rivers draw their lines across the fields that stretch beyond the hills. Clouds drift slowly over distant peaks, casting moving shadows on the land. Every turn reveals another range, standing farther than the eye can see. Mountain pass high above the lowlands, between the sky and earth, where the horizon widens. Mountain pass following the ridgeline, past the wind and weathered stone, toward another summit. The higher ground grows quieter with height, beyond the farms and lakes left far below. Only the wind moves through the alpine grass, along the slopes that lead into the clouds. The world becomes much smaller here, and somehow much larger too. Mountain pass high above the lowlands, between the sky and earth, where the horizon widens. Mountain pass following the ridgeline, past the wind and weathered stone, toward another summit. Beyond the pass, another mountain waits. Above the clouds, where the mountains meet the sunlight, far beyond the valleys below, near the edge of the open sky. Above the clouds, where the world grows quieter, past the forests and the roads, beyond the reach of the lowlands. The peaks rise through a sea of white, while distant ridges fade from sight. Only the highest summits remain, standing beneath the morning light. Far below, the rivers cross the land, between the villages and Some views belong to no photograph, only to the moment they appear. Above the clouds, where the mountains meet the sunlight, far beyond the valleys below, near the edge of the open sky. Above the clouds, where the world grows quieter, past the forests and the roads, beyond the reach of the lowlands, the clouds drift slowly on. The mountains stay. Beside the water, a small bell carries through the air. A white chapel stands beside the shore, between the mountains and the open lake. Its reflection trembles on the water with every gentle movement of the waves. Wooden benches face the distant peaks. Across the quiet stretch of silver blue, far beyond the shoreline and the fields, the ridges rise beneath the drifting clouds. Nothing here asks to be remembered, yet somehow stays. Chapel by the lake, resting near the water, between the mountains and the sky, in the stillness of the valley. Chapel by the lake, watching every season pass across the distant peaks and return again to silence. Follows flowers by the shore, toward the bell tower standing near the trees. A boat moves slowly through the afternoon, leaving a fading line across the lake. Some places speak without a single word, and never need to speak again. Chapel by the lake, resting near the water, between the mountains and the sky, in the stillness of the valley. Chapel by the lake, watching every season pass across the distant peaks and return again to silence. last look across the mountains. The lakes grow smaller from the winding road. The villages fade into the distance. Fields of green begin to disappear beyond another turn beneath the hills. The railway follows far below the slopes, through valleys resting underneath the clouds. The peaks remain above the passing world, as they have long before this day began. Every journey leaves a different view behind the road ahead. Leaving Switzerland with the mountains still behind me, carrying the shape of every ridge beyond the horizon. Leaving Switzerland while the valleys grow more distant and the lakes become reflections in another place and time. The pine forests are fading from the glass. The rivers become silver lines below. Stone bridges cross the land one final time before they disappear among the hills. Some places stay because they are beautiful. Some places stay because they felt real. Leaving Switzerland with the mountains still behind me, carrying the shape of every ridge beyond the horizon. Leaving Switzerland while the valleys grow more distant and the lakes become reflections in another place and time. The road moves on. The mountains remain. Lake Lucerne, beneath the distant mountains, holding every passing cloud upon the silent water. Lake Lucerne, between the earth and sky, where the valley meets the lake and time moves a little slower. Morning settles on the shoreline, across the wooden piers and stone. Small boats drift upon the water, without a place they need to go. The mountain air moves through the valley, into the distance, across the hills of green and gold, far above the lakeside villages, the peaks remain beyond the clouds. Lake Lucerne, beneath the distant mountains, holding every passing cloud upon the silent water. Lake Lucerne, between the earth and sky, where the valley meets the lake and time moves a little slower. Railway lines climb through the hillside toward the snow beyond the trees. White reflections cross the water, carried by a gentle breeze. Along the shore the day keeps turning, through open fields and quiet trails. Every view becomes another, beyond the curve of every hill. Some places stay within your thoughts long after you have gone. Lake Lucerne, beneath the distant mountains, holding every passing cloud upon the silent water. Lake Lucerne, between the earth and sky, where the valley meets the lake and time moves a little slower. Lake Lucerne, still beneath the mountains, still beside the water. Mountain road beneath the morning sky, turning through the hills from bend to bend. Stone fences follow fields of green and gold, along the path that disappears ahead. The valley opens far below the clouds, beyond the rooftops gathered near the lake, while distant peaks remain above the world, bright against the air of early day. Every turn reveals another view, beyond the line of pines and rolling land. Mountain road, climbing toward the highlands, past the meadows and the trees, toward the shoulders of the mountains. Mountain road, winding through the silence, following the rising land beneath the Swiss horizon. rest beside the slopes, their wooden roofs beneath the open sky, while flowers cover stretches of the hills between the roads and distant grazing fields. Some journeys move without a hurry and somehow feel complete. Mountain road, climbing toward the highlands, past the meadows and the trees, toward the shoulders of the mountains. Mountain road, winding through the silence, following the rising land beneath the Swiss horizon. The road goes higher still, beyond another hill. Across the valley, beyond the fields and rivers, past the rooftops far below, toward the distant mountain ranges. Across the valley, where the open land keeps rising, through the shadows of the hills to the heights above the clouds. A narrow river winds between the farms, reflecting patches of the afternoon. Wooden fences cross the rolling land, following the shape of every hill. Far beyond the pastures and the barns, the mountain ridges stand against the sky, their outlines stretching farther than the eye, beyond another layer of green fields. Every path becomes a smaller line when seen from higher ground. Across the valley, beyond the fields and rivers, past the rooftops far below, toward the distant mountain ranges. Across the valley, where the open land keeps rising, through the shadows of the hills to the heights above the clouds. The valley grows smaller, the mountains remain. crossing the mountains. Steel rails follow the mountainside, above the valleys deep below. Through open meadows bright and wide, past places only travelers know. The morning air remains untouched beyond the roads beneath the hills, while snowy ridges guard the sky above the forests standing still. The higher ground begins to open beyond the line of distant trees. Alpine Railway climbing through the mountains, past the fields and rocky slopes, toward the snow beyond the valleys. Alpine Railway crossing high above the lowlands, following the winding tracks through the heart of Switzerland. Wooden stations come and go beside the peaks and grazing land. Each turn reveals another view, far beyond the mountain pass. Some roads remain upon the earth, some journeys rise above it. Alpine Railway climbing through the mountains, past the fields and rocky slopes, toward the snow beyond the valleys. Alpine Railway crossing high above the lowlands, following the winding tracks through the heart of Switzerland. The train moves on beyond the clouds. Beneath the peaks, the world feels smaller. Fields and rivers far below, stretching through the valley. The mountains rise beyond the grazing land, their snowy crowns untouched by passing days. A narrow trail winds upward through the pines, toward the silence waiting near the heights. drift slowly across the ridges, casting shadows on the hills below, beneath the peaks where the highlands meet the sky, above the forests and the farms, beyond the reach of distant roads, beneath the peaks the air becomes much clearer, every valley far below like a painting softly fading. Small wooden cabins rest upon the slopes, overlooking fields scattered through the land. Far away a bell is carried by the wind across another stretch of open green. The mountains ask for nothing, yet hold every wandering eye, beneath the peaks where the highlands meet the sky, above the forests and the farms, beyond the reach of distant roads, beneath the peaks the air becomes much clearer, every valley far below like a painting softly fading. The peaks remain long after the clouds have gone. Along the shore, the village gathers close, beside the water, calm and clear below. Wooden balconies face the open lake, while flower boxes brighten every wall. A narrow street winds gently through the homes, past small cafes and weathered stone pathways. The mountains watch beyond the waterline, standing quietly across the bay. Lakeside Village, resting by the water, between the mountains and the lake, in a world of its own. Lakeside Village, holding every reflection of the clouds and distant peaks upon the glassy surface. Small boats sway beside the wooden docks, their shadows drifting underneath the piers. The shoreline curves beyond the village edge, toward another stretch of open water. Some places never need a grand view to become unforgettable. Lakeside Village, resting by the water, between the mountains and the lake, in a world of its own. Lakeside Village, holding every reflection of the clouds and distant peaks upon the glassy surface. The village lights grow smaller across the lake. Morning on the water, silver across the lake, touching the distant mountains at the start of the day. Morning on the water, drifting between the shorelines, carrying the first light across the open lake. A gentle mist moves over quiet waves, between the docks and fields beyond the shore. The mountain ridges slowly come to life as sunlight reaches every slope once more. The valley wakes beneath the rising sky, while reflections stretch across the lake. Morning on the water, silver across the lake, touching the distant mountains at the start of the day. Morning on the water, drifting between the shorelines, carrying the first light across the open lake. Small boats rest beside the wooden piers, without a ripple passing underneath. Far away a church stands near the hills, above the meadows brightening below. The world appears a little wider when seen through morning air. Morning on the water, silver across the lake, touching the distant mountains at the start of the day. Morning on the water, through the pine forest. The trail keeps going. Tall trees gather on the mountainside, casting long patterns across the ground. A narrow pathway follows through the woods, between the roots and weathered stones below. The scent of pine drifts softly through the air, beyond the streams that run beside the trail. Far above, the ridges touch the sky, while hidden valleys rest beyond the trees. Through the pine forest, past the shadows and the sunlight, following the winding trail toward the higher ground. Through the pine forest, where the mountains wait beyond it, past the streams and fallen stone, under open skies. Wooden signs point farther up the slope, toward a meadow resting near the peaks. The forest slowly opens to the light, revealing wider views of land below. Every step changes the horizon a little more. Through the pine forest, past the shadows and the sunlight, following the winding trail toward the higher ground. Through the pine forest, where the mountains wait beyond it, past the streams and fallen stone, under open skies. The trees grow fewer, the mountains draw near. Stone bridge over running water, between the valley and the hills, standing where the river passes through the heart of quieter lands. The current follows every curve below, through fields of green beneath the mountainside. Wildflowers gather near the riverbank, along the path that traces through the land. The water never keeps the same shape twice, yet always finds its way ahead. Stone bridge scattered underneath the hills. A narrow lane disappears among the trees toward a meadow opening to the sky. Some things are built to travel, some things are built to stay. Stone bridge crossing over the river, linking one side of the valley to another waiting road. Stone bridge weathered by the seasons, watching every passing year flow beneath its shadow. The river moves beyond the bridge. The bridge remains behind. Mountain pass above the valley floor, where the road climbs through the open stone. Far below, the rivers draw their lines across the fields that stretch beyond the hills. Clouds drift slowly over distant peaks, casting moving shadows on the land. Every turn reveals another range, standing farther than the eye can see. Mountain pass high above the lowlands, between the sky and earth, where the horizon widens. Mountain pass following the ridgeline, past the wind and weathered stone, toward another summit. The higher ground grows quieter with height, beyond the farms and lakes left far below. Only the wind moves through the alpine grass, along the slopes that lead into the clouds. The world becomes much smaller here, and somehow much larger too. Mountain pass high above the lowlands, between the sky and earth, where the horizon widens. clouds where the mountains meet the sunlight, far beyond the valleys below, near the edge of the open sky, above the clouds where the world grows quieter, past the forests and the roads, beyond the reach of the lowlands. The peaks rise through a sea of white, while distant ridges fade from sight. Only the highest summits remain, standing beneath the morning light. Far below, the rivers cross the land, between the villages and fields. But here the air is clear and wide, above the shadows left behind. Some views belong to no photograph, only to the moment they appear. Above the clouds where the mountains meet the sunlight, far beyond the valleys below, near the edge of the open sky, above the clouds where the world grows quieter, past the forests and the roads, beyond the reach of the lowlands. The clouds drift slowly on, the mountains stay. Beside the water, a small bell carries through the air. A white chapel stands beside the shore, between the mountains and the open lake. Its reflection trembles on the water with every gentle movement of the waves. Wooden benches face the distant peaks, across the quiet stretch of silver blue. Far beyond the shoreline and the fields, the ridges rise beneath the drifting clouds. Nothing here asks to be remembered, yet somehow stays. Chapel by the lake, resting near the water, between the mountains and the sky, in the stillness of the valley. chapel by the lake, watching every season pass across the distant peaks and return again to silence. The pathway follows flowers by the shore toward the bell tower standing near the trees. A boat moves slowly through the afternoon, leaving a fading line across the lake. Some places speak without a single word and never need to speak again. Chapel by the lake, resting near the water, between the mountains and the sky, in the stillness of the valley. Chapel by the lake, watching every season pass across the distant peaks and return again to silence. The bell grows faint across the lake. One last look across the mountains. The lakes grow smaller from the winding road. The villages fade into the distance. Fields of green begin to disappear beyond another turn beneath the hills. The railway follows far below the slopes, through valleys resting underneath the clouds. The peaks remain above the passing world, as they have long before this day began. Every journey leaves a different view behind the road ahead, leaving Switzerland with the mountains still behind me, carrying the shape of every ridge beyond the horizon. Leaving Switzerland while the valleys grow more distant and the lakes become reflections in another place and time. The pine forests are fading from the glass. The rivers become silver lines below. Stone bridges cross the land one final time before they disappear among the hills. Some places places stay because they are beautiful. Some places stay because they felt real. Leaving Switzerland with the mountains still behind me, carrying the shape of every ridge beyond the horizon. Leaving Switzerland while the valleys grow more distant and the lakes become reflections in another place and time. The road moves on. The mountains remain.